You're known for a lot of things besides your flashy, beautiful red hair. I'm going to cut to the chase because I know a lot of people have the same question for you, Mama Goose. Why do you
Yeah,
moderate so much?
I'm just there to try to help everyone as much as I can as well. Like I said, whether it's big or small streamer, um, because they're always grateful for anybody to be in their room.
Hey, that's me, Joel-ATX. I sell sports cards on Whatnot. Look at me go. Do you want to level up your game? Then you're in the right place, my friends. On 5 with Joel-ATX, I sit down with some of my favorite Whatnot streamers. See? Look at them. We dive into what it takes to really succeed. We talk about the hobby, the challenges of streaming, what works, what doesn't, and the lessons we've learned along the way. Every episode is designed to make you a better streamer, a better seller, and maybe even a better collector. If you're ready to level up, let's get started.
Let me
We're
see.
already
Let
recording.
me make sure. I'm gonna make sure my hair's okay.
You look glorious, and the fact that we're matching my red t-shirt and your red hair,
My
it's just
hair I have to
perfect.
do every 4 weeks.
Every four, I mean that's dedication, but it's worth it. Everybody knows Mama Goose, Mama Goose in the
Yeah,
red hair. It's like you said, it's
true.
even in your logo, right?
Yeah, and then when people see me at card shows, like when I went to West Coast, my husband's like, "Who is that?" They're like, "Oh, hi, Mama Goose." It's like,
You're a celebrity. I remember meeting you. I got to meet you in Dallas. By the way, we have Mama Goose Vegas in the house. We've been trying to connect for good Lord, almost 6 months, and we finally did it. So yay us! Super excited to sit down and talk with you. You're someone I remember. I think I may have bought from you a long time ago, and
Mhm.
then within 3 days, I got my package, and it was loaded with candy. And you don't realize how happy you made my daughters that day. So
Yeah,
you right then and there, I was like, I love this Mama Goose. And then of course we became friends. We met in Dallas, and the
yeah.
rest is history. But um, just to give you a little backstory about Mama Goose, I mean, she's an absolute legend, and I no problem with saying that. She is an amazing breaker, an amazing single seller. If you've noticed, if you've been in maybe True Polls or Remy's or Comp Killers, or if you've been in smaller rooms, Mama Goose is there moderating, and she's doing it out of the goodness of her own heart. We're going to talk about that later. And so you talk about someone who's just selfless and constantly gives back. But you know what? I don't want to understate what she's accomplished already. She's 5 stars on Whatnot. Under 1 day shipping, always important. Over 8,000 sales on Whatnot, and she does some non-sports card stuff too that we'll talk about later, and 24,000 followers. So like, not only is she giving back and doing all these amazing things to help support streamers, but she's also doing a really great job managing her own business at the same time. So, Mama Goose, welcome. I'm so happy you're here.
Everybody, welcome in.
So, even though I know some of these answers, I'm going to ask you anyway. Where do you live? Who do you collect?
So we live in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've been here since I want to say 2021, but we actually previously lived here before too, because my husband is an Air Force veteran. So we were
Awesome.
actually stationed here in Vegas at Nellis for 10 years. And then we moved to St. Louis, which was a very nice area because we love the Illinois people there. They're so nice there as well. Miss Illinois much, a whole lot. Yeah. So
Mhm.
we were there like 4 years at Scott Air Force Base.
Very nice.
Yeah, and originally from the Navajo Reservation in New Mexico.
Mhm.
And I collect mainly like Raiders players. Been trying to get a little bit more Kobe, but prices are just crazy on those
That's
Kobe's
a
right now.
tough collection. That's
Yeah.
a tough PC.
Yes, and then like Bo Jackson, Tim
Nice.
Brown, Max Crosby is some of like the few Raiders that we love to collect as well.
All great players.
Hmm.
You can find some steals with Bo Jackson, which is great.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, live in Vegas,
Hmm.
Raiders. So if you're on our streams, or make sure if you have any Raiders, send them her way. Um, I love talking about the very first stream because it's fun to be kind of nostalgic and think about all the things that we did wrong. So, Mama Goose, tell me about your very first stream.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I probably restarted like 5 times because I was like trying to be like one of the cool cats. I actually just barely downloaded Whatnot too, and I think I had like 5 followers. And I was like, "Ooh, let me give this selling a try." And I brought this little light box that we had that we use for eBay to take pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So I put my cards in there, and was like, "Ooh, this is cool." And then I was like, "Oh my God." I started the stream and my whole face was on so close. And it was a disaster. I'm like, "Oh my God." So I was like trying to stop the stream and I was like, "Geez Louise, so this is terrible." So then I restarted it again, but then my face was there again too. So I was like, "Oh my gosh." So I don't know how many times I did it. I'm like, "What am I doing?" And then finally I was like, "Well, let me run the stream." And then I did my first show. Um, it was a disaster. Probably had like maybe one or two people in there. And
Okay.
I was just trying to like chit chat with them, and they're like, "Run this, run this." And I kind of had like some of my PC and my back wall too, because it was stuff I wasn't going to sell, but it was
Of
just
course.
sitting there,
And of course, they wanted you to run it.
Yeah. And they're like, "Run
Yeah.
it." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to run it." And then it just kind of was from there. And then just kind of set off from there. And I just kind of learned and adapted with the stream as well during that time.
And how long ago was this, by the way?
I actually started streaming in March of 2020, 2025.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. You've been
So
doing it
yeah,
a
I
long
started.
time.
So and then I actually stopped streaming in July of 2025 because I started working for another breaking company.
I
So I
remember that.
stopped
Yep.
streaming from July to December. So I didn't do any type of sports streaming at all. And then I just kind of restarted back up when I left there and started
Yep.
in January and been full force since then.
But to your credit, even when you took that break, you still did a lot of raids and streams, and like
Yeah.
you made sure that you were still relevant and connected.
Hmm.
So yeah, I remember that. If you had to do it all over, if you had to go back in March or April of 2025 and start over, what were like one or two things that you would have done differently?
I would say I would probably be on the app for a little bit without starting a whole show and just kind of be actively engaged in different streamers' rooms and kind of have them actively know who you are and support the streamers out there. Just to
Sure.
kind of get recognized, like buy cards, give cards away. I would run better cards when I first started as well. Because I know I ran those base cards
We
and
all
those
do it. We all
baby
did it.
and
Yeah.
those baby parallels because I was like, "Ooh, this is shiny. I'm gonna run this card." And then it does mess with you emotionally a lot too when you're sitting in a room and nobody is in there and you're like, "Okay." You know how many times I probably almost gave up too.
Yeah.
Probably many times, but then I just kind of learn and adapt and I'm just like there to have fun. But I
You
would
know,
say
you
pretty
you
much just try to support streamers, and then just run better cards when I first
so you,
started.
you you brought up a good point. You said, there were many times where I was like, maybe this isn't for me, or I give up. And
Hmm.
I think I know every streamer has thought that. Even the big time streamers, I'm sure, have looked at themselves in the mirror like maybe this isn't for me. So when did things click? Was there a certain moment or a certain show or a certain something that you did where you're like, you know what? I think this is for me.
Say just engaging in the community because you
Yeah.
meet so many people on Whatnot. Um, and they are all fun. We all have different personalities and we're there to escape the real world, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
I like that.
um,
Yeah.
and it's fun, just the community that this Whatnot app has, even no matter where you sell or whatever it might be, just engaging with them because we all love cardboard, the shiny
We do.
cardboards.
Yep.
So it's just a nice feeling just to kind of get in there and enjoy looking at so many different cars because so many different people have so many different variations and cars that you don't even see at all either. It's
Yeah.
different versus like if you're buying on eBay, because it makes it a little bit more personable when you're live and then you
Yeah.
kind of engage with them as well.
Yeah, I love you always go to some of the bigger shows and you do live streams. You were just at the West Coast, is that correct?
Yes. Hmm.
How was that, by the way? So you were surrounded by legends. I remember that.
Yes. I believe who did I meet? I met Amps, I met Cream Cards. I met Cream Cards a few times. Who else
Strictly
was
out
there?
there?
Strictly Pull, Card Vibes.
Unfortunately you had to see cruise cards again.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cruise
That
cards, decked out cards. Who else did I
sure.
see? Cardman Cam,
Yep.
the Sosa Show, Wiz 714. Who else did I meet? Kamish, that one that works with Cream Cards. So I met him also.
Sure.
And actually did a streaming with Cream that day too, because he went live there.
Oh,
So I was right by
nice.
his, so I was right by his side, and I was numbering everything. So I was like the sidekick there, you know.
Well, is it? I mean, that's the great thing about the hobby. Like you said,
Hmm.
these are people that you would never have really had a chance to meet if we all
Yeah,
didn't weren't obsessed over shiny cardboard. And so here, you get to travel to a city at this massive show, and you're surrounded by friends that you've literally never met. And that's the
yeah.
beauty of the community, right? And so
Hmm.
that
And
is
it's
awesome.
it's amazing meeting these people too. So they're all respectful. They're all happy. We're here to show, the cards and, what
Yep.
they like to collect. And just meeting them in person was great as well. And then they got to meet Mr. Papa Goose too. So
He's real? The Mr.
he's
Papa Goose is real?
real. Yes,
That's
he's
awesome.
real.
That's cool that he went with you. Is he into cards at all, or does he just support you from a
Mhm.
distance? Or
Yeah,
yeah,
no, he's into cards as well.
cool.
Usually when he's home, he helps me do the mags. Like he helps me off to the side as well too. So because he
Very
works out
nice.
of town, so pretty much he works out in the oil field. So he works 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. So he's kind of
Got
here
it.
and there. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Um, so as you well know, this podcast is made for newer streamers or maybe streamers that are just kind of hitting the wall and like I'm not really
Yeah.
sure what to do anymore. We've all been there. What kind of advice would you give for a new streamer or a streamer that might be struggling right now?
I would say just kind of engage into the community, like I was saying earlier. Pop into any rooms, whether it's small, big. Just kind of be there to support them if you can financially. Give cards away,
Yep.
even if it's like a $2 card. Like, hey, can you give it to the chat? And
Yep.
then it kind of helps you build who you are.
Hmm.
And then it kind of helps you overall, people coming into your room, bookmarking your stream, and just kind of be actively in chat as well. Like I said, whether if it's small or big, it helps you a lot because then people will start recognizing your name, and
Hmm.
be like, "Hey, I remember him. He gave a card away. Let me go pop in his room." And it just kind of helps out a lot that way too for them.
I love that. And when you think about it, for all your examples, except for buying a card and giving it back, but it's all free. Like it doesn't
Hmm.
cost you anything except for some of your time. I think one thing that people overlook when they're maybe struggling or new is they don't ask for help. And that's so
Yeah,
silly because the community, the network that we built, any single person I can think of, and you as well, will always say, "Yeah, I'll help you." All you gotta do is ask. And so
yeah,
I think my advice for anyone who's newer or is like struggling is just raise your hand and ask for help.
yeah,
It could come in the form of a raid. It could become in a form of just a phone call, like, "Hey, let's chat. What are you struggling with?" And so
yeah.
there's so many different things that we can do to
Hmm.
help anyone out. So I love that. I want to pivot now, Mama Goose, because you're known for a lot of things besides your flashy, beautiful red hair.
Yeah,
Um, by the way, we color matched. You guys like that? Red
yeah.
shirt,
We can.
totally on accident. Just that, that's fate. Um, let's flip and talk about moderating because when you think about some of the greats, you are in my book like the great. Like you are in, you're not just in the big boy rooms. Like you are in the smaller rooms as well, and you're
Hmm.
you're you're treating everyone the same, and you're doing such a great job. So I'm going to cut to the chase because I know a lot of people have the same question for you, Mama Goose. Why do you
Yeah.
moderate so much?
Think it's just the way I grew up. Like I was saying before, my mom has always been super helpful to everybody.
Yeah,
So I think she just kind of bounces off of me, or I bounce off of her,
yeah,
with her kindness. And I'm just there to try to help everyone as much as I can as well. Like I said, whether it's big or small streamer, um, because they're always grateful for anybody to be in their room, no matter what.
yep,
And for me, also, it helps me gain education on cards as well. When I mod for whoever it might be, I pay attention to a lot of the cards,
yeah.
like the different variations, which player is hot right now. And I pay attention to a lot of the chat as well, too, because then I kind of it puts into my mind like, okay, well, this person is looking for these players, because then it's like, oh, then it kind of just dings a bell in my head. I'm like, okay, well, let me try to find some of these for my single show, because
Yeah.
then it'll help me in my stream in the future as well, or what people are really looking for. Like right now, those, is it called the stars of the night? Those are
Oh my
like
gosh.
flying off the
They're
walls.
like gold right now.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Um,
it's crazy, yeah, but it gives me a lot of education when I mod for different people
Mhm.
because different people run different cards as well. I even mod for people that sell wrestling cards too,
Nice.
baseball cards or whatever it might be, Disney cards. So it helps me educate a lot of myself with the cards that people are wanting or that are running too. And it kind of helps me also learn how they're streaming and what I can do to improve my stream as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of improvement, well, great answer by the way, and I love the fact that it's so selfless, but it's nice that you're also getting something out of it as well, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
getting invaluable data on who is hot, who's not,
Yeah.
parallels, right? The stars in the night are like gold. Somebody flashes them and people just start swiping right now.
Yeah.
So you talk about improvement, and that's it. Obviously, we face a lot of challenges as streamers and just being in the hobby in general. Can you think of a challenge that you faced, Mama Goose, either when you were beginning or maybe like recently, and how you overcame it?
I think one of the challenges is me being a breaker and a single seller is trying to adapt the different audience between the two. Because as
Interesting.
a breaker, you don't have a whole lot of people in your room because it's usually your continuous customers that come
Your
back.
repeat customers, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And usually I'll get some new sellers too in there, but it's not going to be a whole big, large room, like a normal single streamer would do.
Sure.
So it's just kind of adapting between the two differences and me trying to adapt with this type of audience versus like a single streamer audience as well. So just that's just one of the challenges. I feel like it's more also engaging when I do breaks, even though it's a smaller room, but I feel like it helps me engage with my customers a lot more and be a little bit more personable because I get to
Sure.
chit chat with them. They want to know what cards can they hit in this box or what are the hits out of this or case hits or short prints, versus like single sellers. You have to be kind of quick because
Oh yeah.
customers are there just want to buy cards. So you're
Yep.
like, okay, here you go. Show you card. It's like fast. You got to be fast.
So
At the same time.
if you had to choose breaking or singles, which
Ooh.
one would you choose?
I love both of them, but then I really love ripping packs for
Yeah.
for my customers because
Sure.
it is like that intense rush because you're like, what is in this pack?
Every pack could be a
Uh,
bang, right? You never
yeah.
know.
I've actually sold a Raven spot for I think it was $8, and
Okay.
I hit a goal Lamar Jackson alter ego
No,
out of
you
that.
didn't.
I did. It was
Oh
on my
my.
Instagram. It's a $2,000 card.
$8 team, and they got
Mhm.
how much is that card?
It's like nearly $2,000.
Oh my gosh. That must have been such a rush for you. Is there any like disappointment or bitterment on your end? Bitterness, I should say, when you open a pack like that and see it and like, well, now I got to give it to this person. I always wondered that.
Think so because I'm excited for them because
Yeah.
I think that's what helps, customers like breaking too, because it's like the rush and the feeling because it could be a dead pack or whatever, you
Yeah.
just don't know. That's like the fun part of breaking. And I feel like, with these breakers, that's how most of these people get their single cards too, is from these
True.
massive hits that they get. And they can sell those cards for whatever amount it might be. But yeah,
Yep.
so
Yep.
that's probably one of my biggest cars. I've also hit a Jackson Dart Color Blast too, as well. And that one, I believe
Wow.
that spot sold for $6, if I'm correct.
Jeez. That's cheap for the Giants.
Yeah, and it was one of the teams. I think it was like it wasn't like hitting the wheel, like the Ravens one. Nobody didn't want the team, so I was like, well, let me run it as a special. So I started
Sure.
at $5 or something like that, and then
And
I was
then
like,
a
okay, well,
$2,000 card.
yeah. And it was so funny because Mr. P is probably gonna get me for this, but he was in the break also, but he bought the Giants and I think he also got the Cardinals.
And if you guys don't know, Mr. P is a diehard Ravens fan, so he
Yeah.
had to be pretty salty on that one.
Yeah. And I'm like, the day you don't buy the Ravens, because it was a PYT. So I
Yeah.
was like, the day you
Oh,
don't
so
buy
he
the
actually had a
Ravens.
choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Choices were made.
But
Nice
I
job,
did
Mr.
all
P.
I did hit him Trey McBride Zebra in that same break as well.
We don't hate that. Hey, was he at the show now that he lives in California?
Yes, he was at the show. Oh, I met Clumsy too at West
Oh
Coast.
no, not Clumsy. Oh, he's the worst. We love you, Clumsy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we talked a lot about plans and goals. What are some goals for you before we hit record? You were talking about maybe venturing off of sports cars. You've done it before. I know you've done beauty
Hmm.
shows before. I bought some shampoo for my girl from you once. Came in
Yeah.
a little, I think it was a bunny. She loved it. So what does the future hold for Mama Goose?
When I actually just start running a lot more better cards as well. I just been running now everything at an auction. I don't do set prices. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go with the flow. Let's just
Yeah.
run them at an auction. So, gaining more better inventory overall, time by time. Also, want to get some merchandise going too, like some t-shirts, maybe some tank tops for
Nice.
some of the girls.
Yep.
Maybe some koozies or, just like little fun things,
Yeah.
that people would like, as well as getting some stands made. What else do I want to do? And then also possibly venture back into selling beauty as well, because I want to be like an overall, you know, dynamic seller as well, just geared to anybody's needs as well. Maybe I'll sell meat. I'm kidding.
Or plants or meat plants. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
you brought up tank tops for women. I do want to talk about that because it seems like there are more women in the hobby now,
Hmm.
more streamers. Have you noticed that
Yeah.
recently? Yeah,
Hmm.
it's very cool. What kind of advice would you give to maybe a woman who's thinking about streaming?
I would say just be yourself, be genuine. You can read the room very good too, because there's a lot of people that are out there a little crazy sometimes, and
Yes, there
you
are.
gotta you gotta ignore all of that too, like I ignore a lot of like crazy comments in the chat.
Of course.
But usually my moderators usually take care of it, but then a lot of times I don't even address it at all because you'll just see it fly by and you're like, oh my
That's a
God.
good point. Yeah. You can
But
only
then
read
you
feet pics so many times. Like we get it.
Yeah, and you just kind of just still be yourself, don't let it affect you at all.
Love that.
Because there are some people that in there get a little crazy or say sexual things or whatever, but you just still be who you are and you just don't let it affect you at all.
Yeah, for every one of those people, there's 20 people that are there to love you and support you, right? And so you just got to
Hmm.
kind of you got to ignore that
Yeah.
noise and focus on the good people that are in your room and there for
Yeah.
the right reason. Yeah.
Just keep running your cards, selling your spots on the break or whatever it might be.
We're gonna end there. I had an absolute blast. That was a quick 30 minutes, wasn't it?
It was? I'm like, it
We're done.
was.
But I'll have you back. You know, I would love to have you for a roundtable coming up. I'm going to do a lot more roundtables that hopefully
Okay.
won't turn into 3 hour drink-a-thons that they typically are. I'm going to try
Yeah.
to control those a little better. But I would love to have you back with some people. Maybe we'll get Clumsy on. I would love to get him on and some other folks. So I
Yeah.
cannot thank you enough. You are one of my heroes. You are the best. Keep doing what you're doing. You support streamers like me. You support the big streamers. You run amazing shows. Like, don't ever change. You're the best. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
All right. Bye.